Now we are.
Hey everybody, welcome to Monday night.
Monday night.
I had to think about what day it was. It's been a day.
It's Monday.
It is definitely Monday if I had that kind of a brain fart. Welcome to our home and to our kitchen and to our virtual trek to Oregon.
That's right. We're in Oregon tonight.
Thankfully not by way of the Oregon Trail.
No.
Did you ever play that
no
game?
Dysentery here.
Yeah, no. Did you ever play that video
Oh,
game
yeah.
when you were a kid?
Yeah.
Yeah, that might age us a wee bit. That was one of my favorite.
One of the first ones we had on the Apple IIe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow, we're old.
Yeah.
After this weekend, I'm feeling it too.
No mouse.
What?
No mouse.
Oh, no, not on that. No, that came later.
And a joystick.
It,
Want to play with my joystick?
no.
Okay. There it is.
Oh my gosh, we are like 30 seconds in.
Minute 40.
Is it a minute 40? You made it a whole minute 40
I did.
seconds before you like swung one at me.
That's right. Well, maybe a minute.
To the
'cause we're
fences.
40 something seconds.
Oh,
on it, I
good
think.
grief,
Yeah.
man. All right, so yes, we are virtually headed to Oregon tonight.
Mhm.
Have you been? I've never been to Oregon. I have some friends out that direction, but it is one of those places that
It's on the list.
it
to
is
go to.
definitely on the list to go to,
Mhm.
largely because of the food. So oddly enough, the food research part was not difficult because I've done some of that already,
Yeah.
but in a former life. But we have a lot going on this evening, and you're going to start us out on the cocktail.
Of course.
You're gonna.
I smell my own glasses down.
I've been trying to get Chili to start a TikTok channel called Chili's Cocktails.
It ain't happening.
He won't do it.
Nope.
It's okay.
Ain't happening. I am against the TikToks.
It's
Not doing it.
oh, that's the one that made you feel old, or made you old.
Damn old.
Yeah. Okay.
That's out of
I'm
the way.
moving. Getting out of the way.
Get out of the way. So, we need 4 things for tonight's cocktail,
Okay.
besides ice.
Besides ice.
You know what those 4 things are?
Well, part of it's cherries because I just pitted them.
Right there, cherries.
Right.
We have bourbon.
Old Forester.
We got 100 proof Old Forester. We got freshly squeezed lemon juice. We have maple syrup. It's even got in a maple leaf.
And that's local maple syrup, not Oregon maple syrup.
And then cherries.
And why cherries?
Because this is a cherry bomb. This is a bourbon cherry bomb is what we're going to make tonight. So we're going to go with 2 ounces. Glug, 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 glug.
Plug. I was wondering if that was.
Oh.
Wow, that's a lot of.
That's 2 ounces.
Okay.
Bourbon. 100 proof bourbon. You can use whatever bourbon you want. We can use high proof. You can use low proof. Use
Okay.
regular proof.
Bourbon over whiskey.
Yes, bourbon.
Okay.
We're using bourbon.
It.
We want 1 ounce freshly squeezed lemon juice.
Somebody commented, but I can't see from way over here.
I don't know.
It looks like my aunt.
It is.
Okay. Hi, Aunt Deb.
They're watching.
I'm way far away from this
So we
computer
have-
screen with no glasses.
And no glasses. Don't want to. Then we got. This should be fun. There we go. Broke the seal. We're going to use 1/2 ounce of maple syrup per cocktail.
Sweeten it up.
Well, if you don't have maple syrup, you can always use simple syrup.
Yeah. Would work.
And if you don't have fresh squeezed lemon juice like we have, you could use, about 1/2 a lime. 1/2 a lemon, I mean. And just squeeze it yourself.
Oh, and gotcha. Like really fresh squeezed. Substitutions beyond simple syrup for the maple syrup, I would not use pancake syrup or corn syrup because that's mostly what pancake syrup is. Do we get a seed? Or a seed? A thick part?
I don't know what we got. It just didn't look pretty, so I yanked it out with my spoon.
So 4 cherries per, and we cut them in half. So there are a lot of, there's a pit.
If there was a pit.
A lot of fruit grown in Oregon, in and around the Willamette Valley, and cherries being one of them, hence the cherry cocktail this evening.
And then stir. And if you wanted to garnish it with a slice of lemon. Garnish it with some mint if you really want to get floral in it. But really, it's just, this is it. You got your cherries floating in there. That's your garnish, more or less.
It works, right?
Yeah, it works. There you go. And make sure you eat your cherries, too.
Well, yeah.
They're good for you.
Always.
Oh, that's really good.
Is it?
Yeah.
I'm trying not to get the computer screen.
Okay.
Okay.
Here, get that.
I will happily get that.
There we go. We got a little bit of Old Forester in the way.
That comes off.
Yeah. So there is our cherry bomb cocktail.
With real cherries.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Wow.
it's gonna be good. All night long.
Wow.
Ooh, yeah.
That, yep,
Mhm.
that's a keeper, folks.
That's right. Be careful with these.
Yes, be careful with these. Wow, be careful with those.
Mm-hmm. I'm
So,
gonna have a couple of these. I'll need more cherries.
okay.
I'll let you go ahead and I'll start.
Well, no, I'm gonna. We couldn't figure out how to put cheese in the meal tonight,
We appetized it.
so we have an appetizer tray with cheese, because our favorite cheese actually is Oregon,
From Oregon.
and it's Tillamook, and we're fans of the very sharp, like the extra sharp cheddar. And after I did a little research, I understand why now. Largely because Tillamook ages their cheeses for up to 7 years, where other brands, let's say, age for the most part less than a year. So that makes a humongous difference in how the cheese tastes, especially when you're looking at sharp cheddar cheese. So we have an appetizer this evening just for shits and giggles, because we like cheese and crackers.
Yep. So do our dogs.
Oh, he's already cutting up more cherries.
I will, yeah. So when you're doing cheese and crackers,
Here, hand me that. I'll get your cherries done.
think you what?
The little bowl I had in there.
Oh, okay.
I can show off
Here
the
you go.
cherry.
Popper.
cherry.
Cherry popper.
The cherry popping daddy over
we have
here.
a cherry popper.
You guys know I love my gadgets.
Yeah, there you go.
4 little cherries in. There's little prongs up here. 4 little cherry pits out. Actually, one of them stuck to the bottom, but they just fall out of that. Well, mm-hmm.
You're right.
Oh, thank you for my drink. You're
Mhm.
busy. So for this purpose, I'm just going to cut them in half. How many would you like, dear, before I get started on everything else?
Mm-hmm. 8.
So I'm going to do this again for you. See, once 8.
Had to give the dogs some cheese. They're being good, so.
I absolutely love fresh cherries. It's one of my favorite
Snackies.
snacks. Yeah.
Mhm.
Not necessarily easy to get around here. We managed to find these, and when you do, they're not necessarily inexpensive. Yeah. But when I can find them, I'm quite happy to grab some up. All right, here's a whole bunch more.
Mm-hmm.
Here's your eating cheese.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let me rinse all this off.
All right, we can do.
When you have fresh cherries, if you leave cherry juice on something too long, it's likely to stain it.
Mm-hmm.
I need more. Center space over here. All right, clean it as I go.
Go for it.
All right. So cheese, cherries so far,
Bourbon.
bourbon. Um, well, cheese and cherries from an Oregon perspective.
Oh yeah.
So our main attraction this evening, however, is poached pears.
Mm-hmm.
And pears, actually, I'm not going to say it's the largest of the Oregon fruit crops, but certainly up there. And it has been, as long as we've been growing apples and peaches where we live,
Mhm.
they've been growing pears.
Hmm.
So we're going to teach you how to poach pears. All right. So in this pan over here, so just a soup pot, but I'm doing 3 pears, relatively large, so I need enough space to do that. I have a whole lot of equipment. So we're going to put in about 1 cup of a dry white wine.
Now they can't see that.
That's okay.
Stove top.
That's okay. I'll get there. You don't need to make them dizzy moving back and forth.
Nope. If they're not drinking, they're not going to get dizzy.
Okay. 1 cup dry white wine. About 1/2 cup of water. And I don't have everything sitting out here. A couple tablespoons of sugar. Sorry. I did not put sugar this evening. To that, I have a lemon, but I'm saving it for my salmon, so I'm going to use this.
It works. Freshly squeezed.
2 tablespoons of lemon juice.
After you squeeze it.
Okay. Here, you have that now. I'm using ground ginger. I do have. It's fine. If you happen to have fresh ginger, I keep mine in the freezer because it lasts forever, but I didn't feel like digging it out of the freezer. So a pinch of the ginger. And I'm really like 1/8 of a teaspoon here dry of ground cloves. Cinnamon for those of us who can have it.
I can have it.
Don't use it if you can't, Aunt Deb. I'm also using about a tablespoon of the liqueur 43 that we have around, sitting around.
That's a good
Going
liqueur.
to add a little bit of vanilla.
Mm-hmm.
You can also just use vanilla extract, but I mean, booze. Why not booze if you have booze? Applesauce, oddly enough, but it adds a little bit of extra sweetness. 1/4 cup. What we're building right now is a poaching liquid.
Jennifer says it's about time to harvest her ginger.
Oh, yay. All right, we're going to let this go.
Man, that smells good. From here.
Until it starts to boil. That way, simmer. Basically, what I'm looking for is the sugar to dissolve and all of that. I feel like I'm missing something. No, I got it all. Okay. All right. So,
Pears. Missing the
well, yeah,
pears.
clearly that's next on the list.
Yeah.
I'm using. You can.
Those don't look like pears.
Well, they are pears. They're red pears.
Oh.
And using red pears because they're one of the more common ones in Oregon. Bartlett's would work. These are
Red.
Anjou pears.
Anjou.
Bartlett's would work. That one's got a boo-boo on the top, so we'll cut that off. And it's okay if you peel the sticker off. I always nick them trying to get the plastic sticker off. We are going to use a knife. As soon as I find the knife. I'm going to cut the tops off.
New knife day.
Yeah. I'm going to do one at a time, by the way. Because there's a boo-boo there, I'm going to kind of cut this at an angle. to get that spot off. So we're going to top and tail them. We want to cut this off, partly because they sit flat. You can poach the whole pear, or poach the pear whole, let's say.
Ooh.
I can't lose this because it's got my chocolate sauce recipe in it that I can never remember how to.
I got a hold of.
And then we are going to, I'll just set it down somewhere. I don't need it.
You're fine. I got it.
Peel these. If I can get my husband to peel one, it might go faster.
Oh, that's why you wanted me to set that down. Where you do that? Well,
There you go. Okay. So again, we're gonna pop them, cut the top off, tail them. We want them to sit flat, and that one's kind of sitting at an angle, and that's fine by me because I'm not poaching them whole. See, that one's not even gonna top correctly.
not culinary school.
Dinner. Well, technically dessert, I suppose. Get another peeler out. Gotta find the peeler. Then we're going to cut these in half. And I will show you how to get the little bit of a center out of them easily with yet another gadget.
Peel.
Thank you. And if you're worried about keeping the pear shape, well, I'm going to tell you don't, because it's not culinary school. However, you can take a little bit more off at the top if you want to keep that pear shape really intact. Oops. Went the wrong direction there. These are juicy, guys. They're a little on the slippery side.
Kind of what I was thinking.
Yeah. I'm struggling to get this last little bit off because it's slipping. And you do want to get as much of this skin off as you can. Okay. Wash my hands off. Wash my hands off. What you don't want to do is pick up a knife with slippery hands. All right, so our poaching liquid is up to a simmer. Cutting these right down the middle. See, that one like ran away from me. Thank you. There it goes. Then I have a little strawberry puller, and it's like the perfect size for this. So just pull that right out in the center. And if you've got like the little core down here a little bit, just pull that out too. It's not going to hurt anything.
Got pear peel in my coffee cup.
Uh-oh, that's not good.
I know. It's horrible.
Everybody needs a strawberry huller. My only issue with the darn thing is that I never remember where it goes after it leaves the dishwasher. Although I very rarely actually put it in the dishwasher. I usually just wash it off real fast. In other words, it's easy to lose because it's little. All right, so we're going to put these in the poaching liquid. Let them cook on one side for about 5 or 6 minutes. If you were doing this whole, you would need a smaller pot because you'd want deeper liquid there, a deeper swimming pool, so to speak. And they'd need to go for about 7 minutes and then flip for another 5 to 7. These on half, 5 minutes, and then a flip for another 4 or 5 should be plenty. You don't want to necessarily boil. We're not really like, cooking them to make pear butter or anything. We're wanting them flavored with the poaching liquid and cooked through. So we're gonna let these do their thing. I'm going to wash my hands off, and then we're gonna get salmon going. And at the very end this evening, we're going to make chocolate sauce.
That's what they look like in the bowl, in the pan.
That is. I'm moving them over.
Okay.
Because I need a pan. Let's see. I might run out of stove space here tonight with all this going on, but that's okay. All right, so now we're going to talk about salmon.
Salmon.
So I was going to do salmon when we got to Alaska until I read all about the salmon moving up the Columbia River in Oregon. And I changed my mind.
We can do 2 kinds of salmon.
I can do 2 kinds of salmon.
We still might do salmon in Alaska.
All right.
Salmon is not the star of tonight's show.
It is not as poached pears, but
It's
we
the
have to
pears.
have dinner. So
Yeah. We actually have to have a protein, or else chili will melt away to nothing.
on that note, I'm going to have another piece of cheese.
I made another cocktail.
Melt away to nothing, huh?
What my doctor said today when I saw him.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
How was that doctor's appointment?
He actually said I needed to start wilting away.
I wondered if he would.
Yeah, he said that I'm trending upwards and not in height.
Sorry.
And that I needed to be careful.
Round is a shape.
That's what my reply was. That round was definitely a shape.
We can trend downwards.
That's what I told him. We could trend downward, so we didn't need any special.
Your wife is capable of that. Okay.
But not on Monday nights. But
You know what? There's like nothing wrong with anything, save excessive.
the chocolate sauce. No,
Chocolate has antioxidants in it.
that's true.
Okay.
Bourbon's good for you. Prove me wrong.
Bourbon helps you live longer because it pickles you.
That's right.
Is that it?
It's a
Okay.
preservative.
Okay. Man, I hope nobody in the medical field is listening to this conversation.
Yeah.
Don't do as we say. Okay. So you want a hot nonstick pan to do the salmon. That's what we've got going on here. And it didn't take long to heat up. I'm using lemon flavored olive oil. My preferred brand is Colavita. Use whatever you want, but olive oil or neutral oil outside of that.
Yeah, let me show them on the. Here, pour first, then I'll.
Maybe just a wee bit more. Because I'm going to do some potatoes too. Here you go.
This is the brand. Lemon Colavita.
And I've got a very large pan, so I'm actually going to use a little bit more of that here.
Yep. And back at you.
Don't need a lot with a nonstick pan, but I want enough to cover my pan.
Pear butter. What's this pear butter stuff? Who was talking about that? Did I miss something?
Yeah, when I was talking about cooking the pears, you don't want to cook them so far down that you can create
Butter?
like apple butter.
Butter?
Pear butter.
Oh, well,
You're,
that's a different episode that we might have to do.
Yeah,
I love apple butter.
Aunt Joyce makes pear butter.
Pears are my favorite fruit.
Okay. So salmon's going to go in, and we are not going to touch it after it goes in. You want a little smoky flavor?
Yeah.
Okay. So on the top, you want to come over here to this camera.
I'm coming.
Unless you're going to do like sheet pan salmon, foil wraps, that kind of stuff. This way?
Yep.
Okay. You want skin on salmon. I'm going to teach you how to cook skin on salmon. You want salt. I'm using a smoky salt. but kosher salt for this otherwise, because you want it to be a little bit coarse.
Is that like dark salt?
Yeah, the
Show
smoke.
them the color. And I can't see that.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah. So it's like a brownish.
Well, yeah, here. Put it up against my translucent skin.
Yeah, there we go. Mmm. Or you can kind of see it on the fish.
Yeah, like right here.
Yeah, you can definitely see it there. Yeah, there.
The salt is going to help draw moisture out of the skin and get it really nice and
Crisp.
which is what you want. So, skin side down. You want it to be skin side down most of the way through the cooking process. And we're going to not touch it, other than to show you something that I just realized in that salmon that you may or may not be able to see on camera.
Yeah.
So depending on where you buy your salmon and what brand, let's say. These two came from the grocery store last night because the only one I had in the freezer from my good salmon folks was this one. You can kind of see it. Well, you want 3 good portions of salmon. These two have had pink dye added to them to make it that salmon pink color. This one considerably more pale because it has not.
It's natural, all natural.
Yeah. I'm flipping my pears.
You flip your pears.
And we're gonna let them go another 5 or so minutes. So if you ever see salmon, or if you go to like a real seafood or fish market, ooh, I stuck my tongues in that one. And the salmon doesn't look as pink as you're used to, that's why. Okay, this is on low. The salmon is on low. The pears are also on low. Okay, we're gonna let them sit another 5 minutes.
The dogs are on high.
The dogs are always on high.
Yeah, high alert for cheese. You want some
What
cheese?
will happen, by the way, I'm gonna salt the top of this too, but I actually forgot a crucial step, and I'll explain the crucial step I forgot to do. I don't think we're gonna have much trouble with these because they're long and somewhat narrow.
Would you like some Tillamook?
I would love some, thank you.
You talk, I'll talk.
So what happens, you're gonna get a good crust on the skin by just leaving it. It's also gonna protect the bottom of the salmon. What you're gonna see as it starts to cook is the color will change as the heat creeps up the salmon. And when it's about to the halfway mark, we're gonna flip them, cook them another couple of minutes, and we'll be done. So in about 10 minutes, this will all be done.
Huh.
Now, this one's kind of fat
Really thick,
compared, yeah. So it might take a little bit longer. If you've got some that are wide and kind of short little guys, you want to score them lengthwise on the skin to keep them from kind of buckling up. But these I'm not having any issue with. But
I know. So when it turns a little whitish like this over here, that's good. I mean, that's done, right? Okay.
And that's okay, because what we're looking for is this,
yeah.
right?
Oh yeah, the thick part. Well, like I can see it on the edges over here. It's starting to turn a little white. So what's everybody eating at home? Being that you're not eating salmon and braised pears with us tonight and drinking bourbon cherry smashes.
Right.
Cherry bombs, bourbon cherry bombs. I just want to know what everybody's having.
Always curious about what people are eating for dinner.
Yeah.
One of my favorite conversations.
It is. Oh, a roast dinner. Ooh, there.
That sounds good.
Want me to go back over there so I can see you cutting on those?
Sure. Just let me know what folks are having for dinner.
Oh,
Last night I cooked a whole bunch of little fingerling potatoes.
yes.
About 2/3 of the way in my Instant Pot.
Ooh.
I put part of them on the grill with our sirloin steak and saved part of them for tonight. I have
I blame the potatoes
cut them.
for the gaining weight.
Potatoes are good for you.
Oh, Costas is making homemade basil pizza tonight.
Oh, that sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna sprinkle these with some salt, and after the salmon is done a little bit, we're gonna like heat these up on the same skillet here. And remember what I always say about potatoes, they soak up the salt. So unless you have high blood pressure issues, have at it.
I'm looking at the pears.
Yeah, pears are done, so I'm going to pull those.
Are they done?
Mm-hmm.
I looked at it.
And then I have room to do the rest of what I need to do.
Mom's having pasta with red sauce
Mom's
and
having
leftover roast
hot sauce.
chicken. And she's eating carrots too. That's good. Judy she's been canning tomatoes today.
Ooh,
And her family loves fingerlings as well.
that is a process, canning those tomatoes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now,
Pull you over to.
here's the
Well,
deal
I can
with
see
poached
those.
pears. These have to cool off totally and then hit the fridge for 2 or 3 hours.
Yep.
Before you can serve them.
Yep.
So guess what I did when I got home from work today?
We made a batch of poached pears.
I
Pre-poached.
pre-poached.
So we pre-poached.
So I'm gonna let these sit over here.
And those that you just saw us poaching,
We're gonna eat
Well-
tomorrow.
we'll eat tomorrow. Hey,
Okay.
they're poached pears.
This
If you don't like them, you
liquid-
don't live here.
This liquid, what I did with my liquid this morning, you can do a couple of things with it. You can strain it and boil it down to make a syrup. So because I'm making a chocolate sauce, I'm not opting for that. Yeah. I strained it and just let it sit to cool down. I'm going to pour this on top of it in a minute. This can be used to flavor smoothies, iced teas, pour it in your sparkling water, boil it down later to make syrup. You got about 4, maybe 5 days in the fridge with it.
Delicious. That looks really good. Oh, our salmon is
Starting to pop.
Yeah, it's starting to be good.
And that's okay.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
Okay.
How's your bourbon bomb?
My bourbon bomb is really very nice. Thank you. Yeah, we're about there. This one, I'll eat that one because it'll be slightly underdone here, but I don't mind.
I'll have
And this-
one of these.
Yeah, this tail is going to be really done.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we're not quite there yet on that one.
No.
We're not quite there yet on that one either. You know what those sit in the middle of the pan.
Okay.
All right, so now what I'm going to do.
Oh, Aunt Deb made cheeseburgers and corn on the cob on the griddle. That's not bad at all. That sounds really good.
That sounds delicious.
Yummy. Everybody's eating good tonight. That's great. We've inspired a generation of people making dinner
I
and
don't
not
have
just
enough room
ordering.
to do that, so I'm just going to stop there.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to make dill sauce first.
A cherry.
Okay.
I ate a cherry.
And I'm really just going to make enough of this dill sauce to go over the salmon.
Well, you are going to run out of room tonight on that stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got some
It's
butter.
right.
All right, so we're going to make, usually when I do sauces, I use the drippings from the pan. Can't do that when you're doing salmon this way, so I'm going to build up from scratch here.
Some butter.
Yes, but same basic principles apply.
Is this margarine?
No, this is butter, but I have discovered at Kroger's there is a spreadable butter.
Oh,
It's so butter, but you can put it back up in the fridge if you want. And we're going to let that melt.
Aunt Deb wants to learn this pear recipe.
We're going to finish pears off at the tail end because I've got one more sauce I need to make.
Chocolate.
To that, I'm going to add a little bit of flour to make a chili. Roux. You're drinking?
Yeah, I'm actually participating in the
I'm not making a lot of sauce here, so I don't need a lot of flour either.
the beginning part of this show. While you carry on the remainder of it.
There we go. Okay.
I'm gonna change camera angles.
Yeah, that's fine.
You need to be able to see all that goodness going on.
I'm gonna let this is probably not a good list for this process, but okay. A lot of stovetop stuff going on here. Right now I'm gonna flip that piece.
You know what's
And
really
this
good about
piece
this
down.
cocktail? Is all the cherries you have at the bottom of your glass at the end.
My same dry white wine that I pulled from my daddy's cellar. I'm not going to tell you what year it was.
It has a 2 in it.
It
It
had a
has a 2
2
in
in
it
it.
at the beginning.
A half a cup of white wine.
It hadn't turned to vinegar.
No, not at all. I was maybe slightly shocked, but not at all. A little salt. Pepper if you wanted it. I'm going to want lemons for the salmon, so I'm going to go ahead and cut one and pull the seeds out. And if I want the lemon juice in here now too. I don't want to burn my potatoes. Oh, no, that's perfect. I'm gonna get those little thick pieces done. Just take a drink. Now, I don't have fresh dill, so I'm using dried. And we're going to use a healthy amount.
New cocktail, add more cherries.
Turning the heat down. And to that, I do have my cream. It's my cream.
Oh, man, that good one.
Yep. We're going to add, as we're stirring,
That's the dill sauce.
yeah. If I had fresh dill, I would prefer it. I couldn't find any, and it was just easier to use this. So,
Okay.
so it doesn't take much. Butter, flour, white wine, lemon juice, salt, milk, dill,
Not milk, cream.
cream. Wow. That's out of my a little bit more dill.
I think it's on the other end than your. Woo!
This would be good over potatoes too. And that, my lovelies, is sauce. It's going to have to sit for a
Her
while.
mom says she's giving up the hooch.
What?
I don't know.
What the?
She says she's giving up the hooch.
I need a.
There's more of that where it came from. Oh, on the wine. She says she's giving up the hooch.
Okay.
I don't know. I think she might be sick.
I think so. So we're going to move that out of the way. We're going to pull those.
Yep.
I actually like mine a little on the underdone side in the very center. I wish you guys could hear that crust. So there is some brown on the bottom. This right here is perfectly fine. This actually was a very fat piece of salmon. But you want a nice little crust, thank you. And if you could hear it, you would, hear it kind of knocking. Crispy. That piece fell apart. That's okay.
Yeah.
Flip. Where am I going here?
Here. I'll put this away. Off to the side.
All right, now I'm going to put one of my potatoes.
More fingerlings in there.
Hmm?
More fingerlings.
And we want a
Some
little,
reds, some yellows.
yeah, I love purple potatoes.
Yeah.
If you wanted to add butter to this to get some butter flavor on there, you could. Not too worried about it. I want to sear them off on the bottom and heat them through. That's all I care about. Right, I'm going to cut the rest of my lemonette real fast so we have it. Yes, dear. Oh, cool. Cool, Roman.
I didn't want to be accused of eating all the Tillamook.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. We have one more thing for you. Can they see this right here? Okay, you can't see it. So I have created a double boiler.
Yep.
With a
It's not hot yet.
Pampered Chef. Well, it's been sitting next to this stuff. Pampered Chef
You can
red
imagine.
mat. Small heat-proof glass bowl. Pyrex bowls are perfect for this. Enough water on the bottom
To boil.
to boil, but not touch the bottom of the bowl.
No.
We're gonna let that heat up.
This is our chocolate sauce, isn't it?
It is, and that's where I need the recipe because I always
All right. I will
chocolate.
grab the book.
Fingerling potatoes, by the way, are just an added extra here. They're nothing necessarily.
Are we using? Are we using the 43? We're using the scrambled.
I'm going to use the 43.
Oh yeah.
So we're going to do 3 ounces of semi-sweet chocolate chips.
Yep.
So that's about a quarter of the bag. On that, we're going to put, oh, I do need that butter, I'm sorry. A tablespoon of butter.
Got it. Butter.
It got to like 94 degrees today. I was very not happy with Mother Nature.
Yeah.
And about a tablespoon of butter going in. There you go. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Go to pull those pears out that are in there. They're, I think on the top.
What?
The pears that are in here.
Yeah, I got it.
Apple brandy, or some kind of brandy, or some kind of liqueur that you like.
Put some apple jack.
Nope, I want this because I like the vanilla, and we need about a tablespoon.
You can add more.
Brandy, whiskey, rum. Honestly, it does not matter. Thank you. These are the poached pears I did this afternoon, and they're nice and chilled.
They're nice and cold. I will confirm that story.
Okay, I'm good.
Okay.
And then I'm going to use your simple syrup because I
Alright.
don't like corn syrup.
Don't believe me. Corn syrup's from the devil.
Now, you could just buy chocolate sauce, by the way,
Some
but
Hershey's.
from, I wouldn't use Hershey's. I'd use like ice cream sauce.
Oh.
Not hot fudge, but something that pours. But when you have all the stuff at home to make it and you don't have the sauce at home, you just make it.
Be careful.
I am.
Fingers.
Asbestos hands.
Uh-huh.
So now we just let all this melt and keep it stirring.
Can we add more bourbon?
I don't think we need to.
Okay.
In fact, I might have too little chocolate, but
Nah.
in the meantime, oh yeah, these are beautiful. A little brown on them, so you want.
It's all like washed out with the light right now.
So they're just a little brown on the underneath.
Can we stir?
Yeah, just with
Uh-huh.
that. And I will maneuver things so I can set up to plate some pears. So the poaching itself is like not really that big of a undertaking. I've done it twice today, so we are good to go. The other part of this Oregon process is, actually I didn't use my egg that I needed. Hazelnuts. The first American hazelnut trees were planted in Oregon in something like, I don't know, 18 something. Oh yeah, it gets hot doing that. Standing over a hot stove.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get all fancy here. One poached down, one poached up on its end. Actually, I'm gonna get another plate.
You're fine. I'm just gonna stay back here a little bit and just stir lightly.
I'm gonna try not to close in the plate process. But actually, I'm gonna get a bowl for these because it's handier.
Oh, it's really starting to melt now.
Well, then it's probably nearly done. One to make pretty and one to take pictures. Yeah, we're probably let it go another little bit.
Oh, it went all melty.
Yeah. All right. Let me get a couple more pears on this
It took it a minute.
plate. In this bowl, rather.
Oh yeah, she's all melted now.
That way you can taste test your pears.
I would love that.
I'm gonna set this one aside. I'm gonna use this one for later. Do some salmon. Un momento as well. All right, how are we looking?
Oh, it's really good. You can
Okay.
put it down all the way.
We're good.
I would not touch that glass.
Oh no, it'll burn like the Dickens.
Yeah.
So the easiest way to incorporate hazelnuts into this process is on top of the poached pears.
Let me here. You can do some of that now. I'll sit you over there by the pears.
And we just want
Yes.
a little drizzle.
Homemade chocolate sauce.
A little drizzle.
Be very careful. You want me to bring that to you?
No, I'm just gonna drizzle.
Oh, and then I gotta move the camera again.
Well, I'm so sorry.
Be careful. There you go, folks. There you go.
Little drizzle, don't get much. Because you want to taste the
Pear.
pear. Okay, move it back over here.
Oh, so good.
These are already crushed hazelnuts.
Yeah.
Makes my job easier.
Yeah, I prefer that you not crush the nuts in front of me.
There you go. Ooh, hello. There you go. There's one.
That's
Gonna be delicious. All right, if you'll hand me that, I will plate the salmon I'm gonna eat.
Try to be careful.
I got it.
All right, as best as hands.
Pretty much how it goes.
Oh, you guys have no idea how difficult it is for me not to just tear into these things.
Well, we're going.
And I know how hot that chocolate sauce is.
Yeah, I'm getting another plate. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I didn't think this thing through because I don't want to plate the photo one and make him wait. So I'm gonna plate it on photo one and eat.
And how can we get all this done in like 50 minutes?
Because I'm good at what I do.
We got cocktails.
I'm gonna give that one to Phoebe because it's the most done. Now, which one of these was the big
Okay.
fatty?
Protein. We've got carbs.
So when you
We have
plate
an appetizer.
salmon, plate it
Oh,
upside
look at that.
down so the skin's up. That way people know there's a skin on it.
Yeah, that way they know. Hey, I'm eating this, or I'm gonna peel it off. And some fingerlings.
Get a little freaking fancy if you want
Yeah.
to here.
Why not?
How many you want? 5?
Yeah. Yeah, sure.
Whatever, what you're paying for, right?
That's right. I'm paying for it.
Okay, that's sort of fancy.
Damn right. And I got pears.
That was great. All right, that's pretty.
I'm gonna make, hey, hold on, I gotta throw a slice of cheese on there.
Yeah, because this is the one we're actually gonna eat.
I'm,
I'll plate the next one to take pictures.
I'm eating that one.
Here's a fork. Stir your sauce back up because it'll probably clump a bit.
Congeal.
And off to the well, that did not go pretty, but off to the side, don't ever pour sauce on top of something
Except for taters.
that is crispy like salmon. Ooh, the wine really comes through in that.
Good.
All right, here's chilies. I'll take pretty photos for you guys
I'm
later
taking a photo
for your boys.
for the boys. That's bitter right there.
Yeah, this is like heavy on the white wine flavor, so it might be.
They'll be all right. There we go, folks.
All right, now you can taste test.
Damn, Skippy. I got a
Yeah,
fork.
I forked you right there.
Oh, yeah. Already been forked.
Married you 20 years ago. I was wondering on that note.
Over there.
I got that.
So I'm not a big skin.
No,
skin.
if you get really good crispy skin on it, then it's going to be really good to eat. If you can't, then it's rubbery.
I just never have like salmon skin.
It's okay. I don't. That's why you serve it skin up. That and it's prettier that way.
Man. That's good stuff.
Got to the cherries in the bottom. What do you think, Maynard?
That's really good.
So we've got Oregon poached pears, homemade chocolate sauce, hazelnuts, which are also Oregon, well, born and bred in reality in this country. You okay? You need a moment? A minute of silence. Salmon, partly from the grocery store this week, but very much Oregon.
That's delicious.
Aren't they though? And you love pears. Tillamook cheddar cheese and
amazing.
cherries and all of this. And the dill sauce, honestly, because it goes well with salmon. Dill does. Oh, and if you want a little lemon, you want to squeeze a lemon on there?
I don't need it. I really don't. I
Okay.
mean, sure, but yeah.
It's I want like a little bite of the pear.
No, you get your own. That's, I want another pair.
There's plenty of pears. I mean, I poached another 6.
Holy cow! Let's have a bite. No, I'll let you.
Nope.
I'll let you get a bite.
Nope.
Pear.
Nope. Sword fight me with your fork, jerk. There you have it.
Man,
You're gonna make me choke.
this is so good.
On Tillamook cheese.
Yeah.
All right, folks.
Happy Monday night, folks. Because wow.
So yeah, the
That's
poached pear.
delicious.
Now, just a reminder, you'll get a recap on the email newsletter tomorrow of what we did tonight, and it'll be tomorrow evening because I do it the next afternoon, or the next evening. A recap, but only
So we have extra pears.
extra pears, but only paid subscribers get the fruits of my labor here with
I'm
actual
not a paid
recipes.
subscriber.
Well, oh no. All these cookbooks that I own,
Yeah,
including
I've
the
proved.
one.
I've got
You're a paying subscriber, buddy.
I'm a paying subscriber, by God. Wow.
So, but we have some other things in the works too for later. Later, as we get closer
to
Thanksgiving, we've got some things in the works. So,
Yeah.
You're gonna eat dessert first.
No, I'm gonna save that some bitch till the end.
Okay. Well,
and add more to it.
Poached pears. I mean, with the exception
really
of it has to be refrigerated for a few hours. I did that about 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
And then we pulled them out as we were on air. So it takes about 3 hours to chill them all the way down. Make them the night before.
Cow.
But the poaching
We might have
process.
extras for tomorrow. It's true.
Mm-hmm.
So some lucky viewer might get some.
One lucky viewer will definitely get one brought to the office.
Yeah. Or two.
But the process is simple, and pears are like the perfect fruit for it because they're. I mean, you can't poach an apple. I am sweaty. I know.
You are. It's like you've been over the stove for like the last hour.
Yeah. On that note, newsletter recap out tomorrow, but you know the stick there.
You know the drill.
And I think everybody on here tonight is a free subscriber anyway.
At least a free.
Yeah.
It possibly even a payer.
But we're gonna do a cooking class, not one of these dog and pony shows, but a cooking class as we get closer to Thanksgiving. Yeah. So poached pears might be on that class.
I have anything to say about it.
Okay. All right, folks. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight and watching me slave over a hot stove and make all these fun things.
I appreciate it that you guys watch because it gets me fed. So.
Mm-hmm. Pears are good for you. Salmon's good for you.
Everything on here is good for me except for
Nothing.
Maybe the excess of the maple syrup.
Well, I mean, yeah, but on a normal night that we wouldn't be drinking either. So
it's an ounce and a half of maple syrup. I mean, come on now.
Oh, I need to go sit in front of the fan. I'm having a hot flash.
All right, good night, everybody.
Thanks.
Next week, where are we next week?
I don't know. That's your job to tell me.
Supposed to catch on that I don't pay attention.
I don't either. That's why it's all right here for you.
I know it. All right, let me look and see here. Where are we next week? Next week. Hold on.
Virginia.
Are you sure?
Maybe. Or West Virginia. I think we've already done Virginia.
Kansas.
Oh, well, I was way off.
Carry on.
My wayward son.
Your wayward son. We're in Kansas tomorrow. Toto, pack your britches.
Home of the Dust Bowl.
Pack your britches, Toto, because there might be a tornado involved.
Oh, shit. We totally can do that.
I know.
Okay. Man, he just gave me an idea. Tune in next Monday for the science experiments.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.